Open up to your video section and we're going to practice for Comp Quiz Quarter 3, Number 2. All right, we're going to be multiplying fractions. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to see if we can cross-reduce or cross-simplify. So I'm going to look at the 4 and I'm going to look at the 8. And 4 goes into both of those numbers, so I'm going to reduce by 4. So 4 goes into 4 one time, 4 goes into 8 two times. Now I'm going to multiply straight across, so 1 times -1 is going to give me -1. And 5 times 2 is going to give me 10. So I have -1/10. All right, now I'm dividing fractions. So when I divide fractions, I have to remember my little rhyme that says dividing fractions is easy as pie. And what we're going to do is flip the second one, and then we're going to multiply. So we're going to flip the 6/7 to 7/6, and then we're going to look to see if there's anything that we can reduce. So 1 and 6, the only number that goes into those two numbers is 1. And 3 and 7, the only numbers that go into 3 and 7 are 1. So I can't cross-reduce. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is just simply multiply straight across. So I'm going to do -1 times 7 is -7, and 3 times 6 is 18. So I have -7/18. Now we're subtracting. So what we're going to do is we need to have a common denominator. So I have 7 and I have 1 and 6/7. Now I notice that this denominator is 7, so I'm going to want this denominator to be 7. And if that's 7, it has to be a whole number, so we're going to do 7/7. Cross out the 7 and make it a 6. And now I have 6 and 7/7 minus 1 and 6/7. So I have my common denominators that I need. And I can go ahead and take 7 minus 6 and get 1 over 7. And I can take 6 minus 1 and get 5. So my answer is going to be 5 1/7. Now I'm going to do some division. So I know that I cannot divide as long as I have a decimal in the number that's outside the division. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that decimal 2 places. And brother-sister rule says if I move the decimal 2 places outside the division, then I'm going to move them 2 places inside. And then I'm going to put that decimal up in the answer, and I'm ready to now begin. So I'm going to do 12 goes into 14 one time. 1 times 12 is 12. I'm going to subtract, and then I'm going to bring down the 7. 12 goes into 27 2 times. 2 times 12 is 24. I'm going to subtract, and then I'm going to bring down the 6. 12 goes into 36 3 times, leaving me with 0, so my answer is going to be 12.3. When I multiply, I don't line up the decimals, I line up the digits. Line up digits. So now I'm going to just multiply. So 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 1 is 7. Put my 0 for place value. 0 times 2 is 0. And 0 times 1 is 0. Going to go ahead and add. And then I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and now I know where my decimal belongs. It belongs in front of the 0. And now you're ready for your comp quiz.